A family froze to death in the middle of a scorching summer. The man approached one of the girls. After lifting her head, he discovered her skin was still soft and elastic. She hadn't actually frozen to death. This deadly snow was the real killer. A freak snowstorm in summer suddenly swept through a country experiencing 120-degree heat. Everyone who touched the snow died instantly. Cars, phones, and all electronic devices lost power and stopped working. Only a handful of people who stayed indoors survived, and they would soon discover the terrifying truth behind the snow. That day, friends had gathered for a card game. Suddenly the power went out. Everyone's phones died at the exact same moment. Anna rushed downstairs in a panic to tell her husband Jack that she'd seen their neighbor collapse on the street through the window. Jack looked outside. He figured it was a heart attack. As he was about to go help, a loud crash erupted outside. A car had collided with something. The driver's arm hanging limp out the window, apparently unconscious. Then he saw what looked like snow falling outside. But this was summer with temperatures hitting 120 degrees. While everyone stood there confused, John mentioned he'd seen a news report recently. A power plant had caught fire. These white flakes might be asbestos. Anna immediately stopped her husband, saying the neighbor probably died from inhaling toxic asbestos. She urged Jack not to go outside. Then Jack had a thought. He pulled out his phone and told everyone to call their families, warn them to stay inside. But when he tried, he remembered the phone wouldn't turn on. Jack thought of using the landline. He picked up the receiver and pressed a few buttons. The landline was dead too. They all realized this was serious. Jack quickly took charge, directing everyone to seal any drafty spots in the house with curtains, bedsheets, and duct tape. Jack then found some books that suggested this asbestos snow might be carrying some kind of powerful electromagnetic pulse. It could disrupt electronic systems in seconds, causing permanent damage. As for what caused it, it could be a solar storm or an atomic explosion. While they were discussing this, Carl spotted something through the window. He called everyone over urgently. The neighbor's window across the street had lit up. Then the neighbor pulled back the curtains. Carl waved his arms frantically, trying to warn them not to open the window, but they were too far away to hear. So Jack held up an oil lamp by the window, waving it back and forth as a warning. But the neighbor thought Jack needed something and opened the window directly. Within 1 second, he slumped over the windowsill motionless. Then his wife rushed over to check on him and collapsed at the window too. This scene deeply worried Carl. His wife jogged every morning. He needed to get home before dawn to warn her. His friends tried to stop him. Seeing his determination, Jack suggested making a protective suit. But they didn't have proper materials. They dressed Carl in a waterproof windbreaker. They wrapped plastic bags around his feet. They sealed his cuffs and ankles with duct tape. Finally, Jack gave Carl an old gas mask. It had been sitting in storage for years. He could only hope it would offer some protection. When Carl stepped outside, nothing happened to him at first. But when his feet touched the ground, he realized this wasn't asbestos, it was snow. He waved goodbye to his friends watching from the window. Along the way, he saw countless dead bodies littering the streets. The city looked like it had become an apocalyptic wasteland.